Welcome back everyone to the French Cooking Academy. This is Stéphane and this week we're going back to recipe making and we're going to start with an easy chicken recipe again from Auguste Escoffier called the poulet Alice, and the chicken signature with the name of Alice, which was a lady, I don't know which one, but surely a beautiful lady. Now this chicken is very simple. It's going to be a sauté chicken that is going to be slowly cooked in a pot, Dutch oven, as you can see here in my cast iron that I've got here, and we're going to serve this with a sauce that is made with brown stock, white wine, cognac, mushrooms, and then of course a bit of cream. So it is just a chicken in a creamy mushroom sauce. But of course with Escoffier you're always going to get this kind of elegance, the balance of flavor, and I think the cognac right here is going to really add something very special. So if you like recipes that are kind of easy to make and it's going to bring you the maximum joy, well, keep watching. Now cooking doesn't have to be always complicated, and this is really one of the things I like about that recipe. It is not complex to make and it does not require tons of ingredients. So let's have a look. We're going to have some brown stock. We're going to have the chicken, of course. One little shallot for the sauce, mushrooms, cream, a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, of course, for the seasoning. And for the flavoring, we're going to have some white wine and some cognac. The cognac is really the element that is going to bring that little je ne sais quoi to the dish. And you always want to have it. If you skip it, the recipe is just not going to be the same. And let me tell you that mushrooms and cognac, they go very, very well together. And if you add chicken to it, wow. So as always, you'll find all the ingredients listed in the video description and on the recipe. So let's start the recipe. This is going to be a recipe for 4 people. I've got 4 pieces of chicken, 2 chicken breasts and 2 chicken thighs here. I'm using the cast iron pot. I've got my heat on medium to medium low. And I'm going to start by adding all of the butter in here with about a tablespoon, a small tablespoon, let's say, of olive oil, which is quite peculiar for Escoffier. Usually it doesn't use this. And we're not going to use a high heat, because remember, butter can burn. So anytime you see butter in a recipe, it means, yes, maximum is going to be kind of medium heat, but that's about it. So we're going to first melt the butter in the pan. Okay, so how butter is chanting, I've added some salt on my meat here. I'm not adding pepper right now, because it can burn and add a bit of taste. So always we're going to start with the skin down, okay? And you just put your pieces of meat in your pan, make sure there's enough space. And it is a very kind of easygoing recipe, that one. And we're going to bring this maximum like to 6 here, medium, a good medium heat, and we're going to slowly leave this to color. Okay, so as we can see, it is chanting, it's got a nice coloring coming, and instead of moving things around, we're going to leave this like that. We're going to put the timer on 25 minutes, and we're going to leave the skin to color. While this is happening, we're going to take care of the mushroom that we're going to saute slightly in a pan on the side. Now for the mushroom, I've got this on a medium to high heat, a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to quarter the mushroom. There's only 4 mushrooms in there. And we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and just get them slightly colored. Don't forget the pepper. And that's about it. I'm going to leave them to sizzle. Perfect. So after 8 to 10 minutes, you're going to take your meat and you're going to turn it over. Okay? And you get some beautiful colors. If I have to be careful here. And we're going to keep on cooking the meat. My mushrooms are ready, and I'm now going to show you what we're going to do with the stock. Now for the stock, you need to have about 100 milliliters, which is in cup about maybe a quarter of a cup or something like this of reduced stock. So I'm going to take my homemade chicken stock, brown chicken stock. I'm going to bring the heat to high, and all what I'm going to do is to reduce it to concentrate the taste. After a good 15 minutes or a bit more, depending on the size of the chicken breast, we're going to reserve the meat in a tray on the side, and we're going to remove the excess of fat. I've turned the heat off under my pan, and what we're going to do here is what we call in French dégraisser. That's to remove the excess of fat. I'm not going to throw away the fat, of course, because it's full of taste. So look what I'm doing. I'm going to cover the butter, beautiful butter on here, to make sure it's not going to get dry, and we're going to take care of the sauce. So from here, piece of foil on here, just for a sec, so we can start the sauce. And you're going to put this in your oven at 70 degrees Celsius. And now for the sauce. So I have stopped my timer. I've got 10 minutes left. I know that the chicken thighs are not ready yet, but you'll see what happened in a sec. First, you're gonna take care of the sauce. So back to a low to medium heat. And remember, sauce making in France, it's always the same. So we've got the beautiful caramelized juices. We're gonna bring this to a high heat and always start with the aromatics. So here it's a little bit of shallots and these mushrooms that we have, okay? So I'm just gonna wait for this to start to chant a little bit, and then we're gonna be deglazing with wine and cognac. So for the one that don't know what is deglazing, it is simply this. You're gonna detach all of the juices, the caramelized juices from the pan and transfer this into your liquid. So we're gonna start here with the wine, the cognac, and I'm gonna wait for this to boil a bit and reduce it just a little bit by half. It's reduced, and let me tell you that the vapors of that cognac and wine are absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper in here because I didn't put any pepper yet for the seasoning, a bit of a grind and all of the stock. And same thing here, I'm gonna reduce barely by half, maybe just by a third or something. My reduction is ready. I've taken my chicken thighs out of the oven, and if you taste this, what you have is a coarse and flavorsome chicken base. You got this intonation of pepper, the cognac with the wine, and of course before we put our chicken back in, here comes the cream. The cream is what is going to change the color and the consistency, and it is really kind of up to you. You can see a little bit of cream is going to get something a bit dark, but it says Escoffier you need at least 100 milliliters of cream, okay, or more. We love cream in French cooking. And all what needs to happen now is to put the chicken back in. So I've got the chicken thighs, they're gonna go for 10 minutes. You see, braised in there. Then put the rest and it's gonna be ready. After 10 minutes, your sauce has reduced. I've taken the chicken breast out and you're just gonna put them back for just a few minutes to make sure they are at the right temperature. And you have to wait, of course, for everything to be cooked. So you can check with a thermometer to make sure the temperature at heart of your meat is at least about 65 to even 70 degrees Celsius. I put the equivalent in Fahrenheit, but it should be fine with the timing of at least 25 plus minutes, okay? So as you can see, it looks lovely. We're just gonna wait another 2 or 3 minutes in there, turning things around, and it's gonna be done. And we are done. I'm gonna turn my heat off, and this is our result. As you can see, we've got some beautifully cooked pieces of chicken and that sauce that has now reduced that I can't wait to try. So of course the adjustment of the seasoning, salt and pepper, happens towards the end, only at the end, salt and pepper. Okay, and I'm gonna take a little spoon here and I'm gonna just try the sauce. I think the seasoning is nice. The sauce is really concentrated and coarse. I've got some very strong taste of chicken in here and mushroom, which is extremely important because sometimes I think some sauces, when you say, oh, it's a mushroom sauce, you don't have that mushroom factor. The wine and the cognac in the background, very elegant. So from here, it is now up to you to serve this either on the plate or on a dish, up to you, and you can even serve it in the pot that you've cooked, but it's not the most elegant way. To finish the sauce, if you really want to adjust the consistency of the sauce, once the pieces of chicken are out of the pan, you can put the heat back on a good medium high and reduce the sauce until it reaches the thickness you like. Some people like a thin sauce, some people like a thicker sauce. It is absolutely up to you. So now let's try to plate something and see what it looks like. And now for the test bench. So as an example here, I'm taking just a chicken breast because I kind of like, I'm a bit biased, I like the chicken breast. And I've got the sauce here on the side. So you see it's a sauce bowl with all this beautiful chestnut color sauce. So you can put it on the chicken, you can put it on the side. I'm gonna do more the modern way, which is having the sauce on the side of the chicken, a little pond of beautiful sauce in there, with the mushrooms around the plate. And the mushrooms are infused with the cognac, the wine and everything. So it's a beautiful family dish. It's nothing complex. And of course, I like to finish always just with the little bit of parsley in here. So don't overcomplicate this dish. It's not meant to be, Michelin star again. It's just a simple dish. Now, I really want to try something, but I need the chicken for the picture. So I think I might be able to get away here. There's a little a little piece that's on the side there. So I'm just going to take a little piece. You see in the sauce, maybe a mushroom or two, something like that. And I think it's going to go everywhere, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let me try that. That combination, honestly, of this cognac, mushrooms, and chicken always work. And as much as this is a simple dish, it is absolutely lovely, and you will be coming for more because of its simplicity, of its taste. It's creamy, it's intense, it's mushroomy, brilliant. What a combination. It is really in the simple things that sometimes cooking can shine. And that is an example with that recipe from Auguste Escoffier, the poulet Alice, a chicken that is sauté, served with a creamy mushroom sauce, of course, flavors with wine and cognac that just change everything, and it is absolutely delicious. If you like mushrooms, you like cognac, and you like cream and chicken, I would highly recommend that recipe. Now, that's it for the video for this week. If you have any question, use the comment section, of course. If you make the dish, hit Instagram with the hashtag FrenchCookAcademy, and we like to make a little story of what you guys are making. This is a new thing. We love to do this, as always. And if you want to follow us or support us, Facebook, Patreon, of course, to support the free content. And if you're keen on learning about French cooking, French sauces, instant sauces, or just a French cooking basic, we have our online school. I'll see you all next week for another simple recipe on the French Cooking Academy. Don't miss the episode because we're going to keep on making plenty of beautiful cooking. See you then. Bye-bye.